Hello viewers, I'm SB, and this is Frozen Synapse 2. I have been waiting eagerly for this game for what feels like forever. The first one came out in like 2011, and I absolutely loved it, and I'm so excited to finally get to bring this to you guys. Before we get started, I just want to say thanks to Mode 7 Games for providing me with the review copy here, and let's get into it. I'll show you how we play the game. I already played the combat tutorial. I will just show you how combat works when we get into it. We are not running in easy mode. I need these story missions. I think this stuff, we can just leave all this stuff unchecked. That's fine. So this game has very similar mission-to-mission gameplay to the first one, but it has a whole new weird procedurally generated strategic level that I don't know a ton about. We're gonna find out together as we go in here. So welcome to Markov Geist. 7 years ago, the shape-form entity Sharon's palm destroyed itself, along with the ruling Enyo Nomad Corporation. This event became known as the Realization. It's going to be really cyberpunk in here, and if you're having trouble following along, don't worry, hold on, we'll get there. The city was splintered, and its pervasive network, the Shape, began to fray. Some of Markov's population became reacquainted with scarcity and displacement, their comfortable technology disintegrating around them. For many, the realization was simply the reconfiguration of a familiar trial. Forged from an awkward alloy of ambition and compromise, the hastily assembled Markov Geist Municipal Council set about reconstruction. The result was an algorithmic reformation. Buildings argue against buildings, jostling with anger and idealism, unspeakable wealth and poverty running through the tumult of traffic, momentary joy and fragmented disputes, powerful factions exerting their dominance through paramilitary posturing. Now, the city faces an uncertain future, complicated by the arrival of a new threat. You'll come to understand its meaning. I sure hope so. As for me, I didn't come to Markov Geist to save it. I came because I was called. And during the call, they promised to pay me. That's really why I'm here, is because I want to get paid. So, let's talk about the city interface. Yeah, please tutorialize me on this new stuff. Alright, let's do some basic orientation. To move around the map, do this stuff. Okay. You can also mouse wheel to zoom, hold middle mouse to tilt the camera. Oh, this is really cool. This is exactly when video games started getting procedural generation. I actually designed... I got like 20% of the way through the design of a game that had a procedural cityscape in it, and man, this is the thing I wanted to see. In the bottom right is the shortcuts window. This allows you to locate important things with ease and rapidity, like your base. Hey look, we found it. It's our base. This is the delightful selected location window. You know, it is delightful. The glowing, I like that. You can use it to see the details of the current building or squad, as well as any objects that may be present. Slam the next button directly up beneath this text to continue. Oh god, this AI is made out of a YouTuber. Now you've achieved basic functionality. I have a call coming in from our illustrious leader. Why, it's, that guy, Dominic met him. Also, Alex. Alright, we'll deal with this. I'm the chairman of the Markov Geist Municipal Council. We try to keep the wheels from falling off. You'll be reporting directly to me. We don't normally use freelancers, but you come highly recommended. I know you've been around for a little while. Your record during Icevex and the Torpor Consequence speaks for itself. These are extremely good cyberpunk names. We've hired you to mount an emergency response to a force which our analysts have termed Sonata. You'll be required to send your military assets to any incursions, investigate, and protect the population. Bureau 8 has been established to give you some significant autonomy from the Council. Aside from your responsibilities around the incursions, you may act according to your own discretion. So my impression from the press surrounding the release of the game is that you may act according to your own discretion is a big part of the game. They're going to kind of just let us off the leash here, and we're going to have to navigate this big procedural cityscape kind of on our own, which I think is an exciting prospect. The MGMC, that is Markov Geist Municipal Council, does not have the resources to fully support an operation on this scale. Therefore, we've secured partial funding for your activities directly from the city districts and other major factions. In return for this, you will be required to maintain a general security force, keep faction activity in check, keep the peace. Sonata's presence has been accompanied by the appearance of powerful objects known as relics. You can recover these from incursion sites, and we will make use of them to generate revenue and enhance our ability to support that form mercenaries. Many of their properties are currently unknown. and we are continuing to investigate. Good luck. I look forward to working with you. Yeah, okay, thanks. Let's take a look at the map views on the top right. So shape control shows the areas where factions have influence. Local militia are more likely to fight for a faction in those areas. Okay, so it's like it spills out around the buildings. This is so cool. I am extremely into this. District shows information about the various city districts. Okay, so these funding figures are how much of... What does funding 8% mean? Does it mean that they are funding me at 8% of the value they could be funding me at? Or that I am receiving 8% of my total funding from them? This could be a little clearer. I suppose we'll find out. Okay, these guys are not funding... There's no funding coming in from Wanderhome. What's wrong with them? Alright, click back to normal, hit next. In order to wait for the next incursion, we must start advancing time. Press the play button at the bottom of the screen. And stuff just happens in the city. You can see time is advancing now. Oh, Barrington Fontaine, wow. That dude is, that's old school. We're requesting immediate assistance with a Sonata incursion in Greyline South. That was the district governor, Alex. We'll send a squad over there and deploy immediately. The districts may dock your funding if you respond too slowly to incursions. Time to show what you're really made of. Well, other than globulous flesh, that is. Hey, I have a condition. Don't make fun of my globulous flesh. Alright, let's send some people out. That's the incursion there, I assume? Send squad. Oh, sorry. He wants me to read more stuff. Important events will pause the game and bring up an action token, I guess that's what this is called. Red ones are crucial. You have to deal with them before moving on. You can ignore all the others if you want. Sonata is locating relics and then sending squads out to connect to them. Luckily, only we have the tact to detect these incursions, so we won't get a load of idiotic factions in our face the whole time. You'll need to send a squad over there to deal with it. I wonder if this is going to remain true for the entirety of the game. Alright, so click on the small magnifying glass on the action token to see where the thing is. Yep, it's the big red glowy bit. We never know where the incursions are going to land, so eventually we'll need to improve our coverage of the entire city. Conveniently, this incursion is pretty close to us, so let's try to get to it. Yeah, our headquarters building is pretty far away from some of the stuff in the city. So, we'll take over some more buildings or something, it'll be fine. We currently have 2 squads of Vatform soldiers. However, I'm just showing you the important one here, as the other one is at home defending your HQ. Click on the strike team. Let's send them out. Which button should we press next? That's right, it's the play button. Give that a whack and let's watch them make their way to the incursion from our HQ while we remain comfortably at home. Hey, this is exactly how I like to deal with problems. You guys, go deal with it. I'm gonna sit here and watch a monitor. Would you like me to run through our tactical systems? I know how the combat works. Let's just get in here and do the thing. Our strike team is about to arrive and requires orders. You really don't want to see what it looks like when they make their own decisions. Yeah, that's fair. In general, you will have a variety of options when a squad reaches a node. We're not here to make pancakes, so let's click Attack Incursion. Man, after this, we should go get pancakes, though. That's an extremely good idea. And that's borderline brilliant. So, the actual in-mission gameplay... Oh, that's cool, that it drops you down directly into the space like that. I'm told they appeared from nowhere and just started threatening people. We did our best to evacuate. The Sonata units that have activated this building's lockdown system. The dark red areas on your display are locked doors, whereas the light red beams represent the ballistics grid that is defending the windows. When the building is in this state, units cannot enter, fire through windows, or destroy the walls with rockets. Really? How does that... I guess the building must have like an energy shield or something? To gain entry, you need to move a unit to the rectangular unlock zone, here or here. Our techs will connect to the Vatform in the zone and hack the lockdown system via its shape interface. The building will unlock in your next turn. The zone will turn green when you've activated it. We get to deploy our units. Okay, I know how to deploy a unit. Listen, I've played a tactical game or two in my time. Can't place units in an enemy's line of sight, and sometimes there'll be other restrictions. Watch out for warnings at the bottom of the screen. The guard outside isn't aware of your presence, and I can predict his moves. That's what the circle around him means. Just press play and test a turn to see where he'll go. You won't be able to do that with enemies once they figure out you're there. If you get confused about something, try the info button in the top right. We have here. Now go and kill things. Alright, I am down to do that thing. So, this is the actual gameplay of Frozen Synapse. I think this is such a cool idea. It is a turn-based tactics game, but it's simultaneous turn-based. So like when I press play here, you'll see what a turn looks like. Let's say we wanted to move our guys in like this. Create some waypoints, hit play. Obviously, we have the drop on this dude. He doesn't have a good angle to see us coming in. He kind of, he walks over to here, where we're just, outside his peripheral vision, and we blow him away. When we hit prime, it will actually commit our turn, but until we've done that, we get to view what we think will happen as many times as we want, and we can, let me get through this turn. So, somebody shoot that guy. I'm going to plan for this guy to actually come around this side of the building. Ooh, there's another outbuilding over here. That makes me a little nervous. Well, we'll probably be fine. Hold on. Get over here, get in the unlock zone. Let's prime this turn. I'll show you what a real turn looks like in a second here. We have, right now we have the drop on them. It should be pretty easy to take advantage of. The people on the street, panicking remarkably little considering the automatic weapons fire. I'm detecting a high-intensity propagation geometric luminance interference signature distributed orthogonal to the locus at 2840. Yes, me too. I also am doing that. Sorry, I meant to say, ooh, look at the shiny thing over there. It's a relic. You don't need to pick it up. Our soldiers will grab it once you've done the thing. Okay, so now we have a real turn here. The way the game works is each turn is 5 seconds of in-game time. When we click Prime, we've committed our orders. The player that we're playing against, in this case the AI, but you can also play this game against actual people, they will also submit 5 turns worth of orders. And then once we've both committed our turns, simultaneously our units will play out the orders they were given, and combat will happen. Units shoot at each other as they see each other. So for example, I want to move this guy in here, because I think we can take that dude. Our guy is an automatic rifle guy. That guy has a pistol. That gives us a pretty significant advantage against him. Anything that has kind of a light, glowy outline like this is half-height cover. This is like a table, right, at stomach or waist height. So we can use it as cover, but we can also fire over it. So if we gave this guy these orders, it would look like this. He'd walk in here, and he'd have at that dude. It would take a little while to hit, but we would eventually get him. But what if this guy tried to charge at us? We can simulate orders for the other team. If I think he's going to try to charge and close the distance so that he can actually use his pistol, what does that look like? Does he have any chance of getting us? He doesn't. You could see here briefly. Okay, it didn't show up this time, but that little T that appeared next to him meant that he had acquired a target. He saw us and was aiming, but it just took him too long. Okay, well, what if he instead tried to make it to cover? He knows we're out here, right? We made some noise. What if this guy decides he's just going to take cover? Can we get him in time? Ooh, we just barely clear him out. Okay, so I feel pretty comfortable with this play. We run in here, and then, actually, once we're here, let's have our guy focus. So you can see by the faint lines here and here what our arc of fire is. We can shoot at any enemy we see in that area, and we can turn with this aiming thing. But the focus diamond that we're placing on the ground is where we're really paying attention. We'll shoot much more quickly at an enemy that's within the focus diamond. So I'm thinking this guy might run around to try to support his buddy, and if he does, I wanna have him locked down. Over here, we definitely also want to be looking in this direction. So, let's say this dude does run out to support his friend. What does that look like? Okay, he acquires the target, he starts aiming, but we still get him first. What if instead he decides he's going to be a clever dude and flank us? He doesn't know about our guy over here, but let's say he tried something like this. And you can see that focus diamond shot is really, really quick. If you can predict exactly where the enemy will be, you can get a really, really quick shot off. All right, I think we're good. I think this plan is going to work no matter what they do. So let's submit it. And by the way, because I know people will ask, if you're wondering, if you've seen any other footage of this game and you're wondering why the colors of things are a little bit different on my screen, we have enabled one of the colorblind modes, because usually your units are green and enemy units are red, and I know that's not always awesome for people with certain kinds of color blindness. Okay, so that was 5 seconds of a turn. I think this guy was trying to get over here to like total safety. Didn't quite work out for him. Now, you may have noticed that it took several shots to get him, and that happened in almost every version of the plan, right? To be clear, there is absolutely zero variance in Frozen Synapse. Those shots weren't missing because of bad die rolls or anything. It takes units a certain amount of time to draw a bead down on their target, and that's based on a couple of factors. Distance, the weapon that your guy is using, the stillness of your guy and the enemy, and also cover. It takes longer for units to draw a bead on guys that are in cover. Units that are standing still are better at shooting than units that are moving. So if you have like two pistol guys, one of them is in a room and one of them is outside of it, the one that runs through the doorway is the one who's likely to lose that fight. So you'll see shots miss and stuff, but just know it's never the case that if we ran the turn back, it would come out differently. It's always going to happen exactly the same way every time, which means that the result that we see when we play to test the turn is exactly the result that will happen, provided that we have correctly predicted what the enemy will do, which is just, God, I love the design of this game. Alright, so we're going to cancel our aim order here. And then we're going to have this guy move into the room. And the reason we want to cancel the aim order first is that, first of all, it'll keep him looking toward this point. So, like, if we executed this move, he would come in here and then turn around as we passed it. And secondly, units move more slowly while aiming. We want this guy to get to the spot where he can take his shot as quickly as possible, and then get still and line it up. I think this dude's probably waiting for our guy to run through the door. He will not see this coming. And I think here we'll just, Now, you know what? Actually, here we will leave the aim diamond pretty much where it is, in case this guy does try something. That dude is not any threat at all. At this distance with a pistol, I'm not worried about him. I think we can just submit here. I mean, I guess we should... Really? You're not going to get that shot? Oh, this guy's kneeling. So he's behind this cupboard or cabinet or whatever it is. So, actually, once you reach this point, like, aim in this direction and come around to here. So that looks like this. You can see how much our guy slows down once he's in active aim mode. Alright, what if this guy decides to try to come around the side? What if he is aware of us? I have no idea what the awareness looks like for the AI units in this game, whether he knows this guy is here or not. If you were playing a player versus player match, you would know exactly where all the enemy units are, so it may be the case that it works that way here as well. So he still gets killed if he tries that. What if he comes around this side? No, okay. He's still within our firing arc, so our guy still gets him. And what if he decides instead to stand up and run out? This can't work, right? Yeah, okay. I'm confident we got this. We can set in this order. That guy ran for cover. He did get a shot off there. That was actually a little scary. Alright, let's cancel our aim order. Do the same thing here, and we gotta show this guy who is the boss. So he's moved to a place where he has a shorter line of sight to defend, which is a smart move, given the pistol. I think what we want to do is, like, move to here, and then we'll aim to make sure we're facing the enemy, and I'm going to move around the backside of this cover. If we didn't do this, your unit generally looks in the direction it's moving. I don't want there to be any amount of time where I'm actually looking at this wall. And then this is not really a two-man job. I'm gonna send our other guy all the way outside the building. Now that the building's no longer in lockdown mode, these windows are, we can shoot through them. So I'm gonna enable long turn mode. And long turn mode just makes it so that your units keep going The turn lasts until you run out of orders, basically, instead of being 5 seconds. So I'm over-preparing a little bit here, but just to show off the what you can do with the system. Okay, look at him. Look at this guy being smart. He predicted we would try something from the windows, and he is ready for it. I like this system a lot as a way of solving the problem of, like, it would be really tedious to move our guys around this much under normal circumstances. Okay, so let's cancel that aim order. And then, right? I guess I can start aiming when I get here. Because he's looking for trouble from the windows. So let's not give it to him, right? What does this look like? In 5 seconds, did we get this shot? And if he guesses what we're going to do and tries to come out here to meet us, how does that go? Well, hold on. That's a little that's a little unfair. I didn't really give him the advantage of aim. Let's see how that looks. He does get to shoot, which I don't love. Okay, he can beat us if we do that. Now, there's no saying that he will do this. Can't be certain. But, like, if our guy starts aiming this way and walks around like that. Okay, what if this dude doesn't move? We still get him. That's a little risky. What if he... Oh, the focus diamond for the pistol will not go very far away from the guy. This is really a short-range weapon. Okay, we still get him. I'm confident that this plan handles all of the possibilities. This is a very easy situation, to be clear. Okay. He decided he didn't want to wait for us to come and kill him, which I think is the right move, but unfortunately he just had no way out of that. Good job! You've eliminated the threat. Any objects and areas you've unlocked will automatically be picked up, so check it out. We get a relic. Nice one. Disconnecting now. Click on End Mission at the bottom to end the mission. Oh, is that what the End Mission button does? I'm so glad you're here to tell me this, Balakwa. Alright, we've captured some loot, and now we need to get it back to base. The interface gives us a shortcut to send the squad home, but let's do it manually this time. Select the HQ, should be visible on the map. Select the Interact button, and click Send Squad Here. Then we select our squad, which now has a relic on them. Encode Assault and... Oh, okay. That's not a last name. That's the type of unit that it is. Fair enough. We press play, and we see our dudes driving down the road, going back to the HQ building. We've retrieved an item which can be installed at the HQ. You can see an action token has appeared allowing you to do this. Yes, I would like to install this here. Okay, once a relic has been installed in a base, it can't be taken by another faction. The installation process takes a while, though, so the relic can be grabbed during this time. I'm sure this is something that we will be asked to do to another faction at some point. Installing relics and completing contracts encourages companies to license their VAT-form mercenaries to us. Click on the Merc Market button at the bottom right of the screen. Okay, oh, we have a lot of controls over here. Select a mercenary you like the look of. A knife guy, huh? Is that useful? There's a reason we stopped using knives and swords and stuff. Interesting to note, we cannot afford an assault guy. These guys are really good. SMGs sound interesting. I can't not take the grenade launcher, though, right? Oh, I guess this is not even a name. This is not a name of a person. This is the name of the company that made the mercenary or that owns the contract or something. When they say VAT form, that makes me think these guys are being, they're being pressed somewhere. It's like, this is a Garcia Tech grenade dude, or this is a Garcia Tech knife dude. We gotta take the grenade launcher. I think it would be very silly not to take a grenade launcher. Grenade launcher is a utility unit which, much to everyone's immense surprise, fires grenades. Grenades may be bounced off surfaces. A ducking grenade launcher may fire grenades over low cover. That just seems really cool. He looks extremely dashing and efficient. Yeah. Add them to the strike team. The arrow button on the correct squad, or the add mark to squad button will put them where you need... Okay. Put them in there. Now return to the main view. We'll leave you on your own soon, you'll be glad to hear. If you want further help, I recommend activating help mode by clicking on the question mark at the lower right. This will bring up some quick help for each of the screens you can access with the buttons. Okay, yeah. Good and useful. Let's turn that off, though. Finally, there's some things to remember. Click a building, then interact to do things. You can click on squads and intersections to interact with them. For example, you could click on an intersection and then have your squad make a checkpoint there. This can be useful for guarding areas of the city, and some contracts will require you to do it. If you need extra cash, open the contract screen and take a look. You also might be able to get extra work by calling up a faction leader from the faction screen. At some point, you'll want to take a new base. You'll need to find a residential or corporate office building, click interact, and then purchase it. You can also seize the building certificate from another faction's base, and then deploy it in a building to gain control of it. That's a bit risky, though. I imagine there will be some social consequences for doing that. When you have a squad stationed somewhere, if you interact with that location and choose Set Up Deployment here, you can get your forces ready for any attacks. You should consider doing that for your HQ when you finish the tutorial. Yeah, that does sound like a good idea. That's it. I'm finally done now. Your priority is the incursions. Get to them as fast as you can, or the districts will cut your funding. Aside from that, you'll have to keep us in business by doing contract work. Oh, and you'll need to stop the factions from getting out of control. Should be fine, yeah. If you run out of inspiration, just slam the fast forward button down there and wait for the next incursion. I have faith in you, technically speaking. I have what I am designed to recognize as faith in you. Okay, I guess the leash is cut and we are on our own. Our strike team is back, our engineers are attempting to activate the relic, which will take some time, and we do not currently have a service contract for explosive ammunition. Oh, we need somebody to actually make the grenades for the grenade launcher guy. Okay. So explosive ammunition. Everland Combustible is willing to provide us with grenade munitions for $12,000. Is that $12,000 a month? Or I assume it's not $12,000 for an infinite amount of grenades over all of time. It did deduct $12,000 from us right this second. Bureau 8 signs up for Everland Combustible. Can we, let's have a quick look at the factions list here. So we're Bureau 8. This is customizable. I'm pretty sure. I'll figure it out. Okay. I'll figure it out before the next video. The other factions are Forgiven Geometry, which is running its HQ, okay, a little bit in this direction of us. I almost said north, but then I remembered that I've turned the map a bunch. There's no compass, but they're over here. They're run by this guy. He's very blue and stormy. He's basically Thor. After the collapse of the Shapeform Council, the remaining Shapeform leadership banded together to form Forgiven Geometry. The Geometry is primarily concerned with mitigating human impact on the shape, which it has termed shape erosion. It now operates substantial Vatform forces within the city and conducts operations to thwart activity it believes to be harmful. Okay. Over here we have Brightling University, one of the city's oldest and most respected institutions. During the Rise, Brightling provided aid to Petrov's Shard in their efforts to bring down Enyo Nomad. So this thing with the Shard and the Enyo Nomad, this is the events of the first game, but I'll be honest with you, I played that first game like 7 years ago, and I don't super remember the story. I may refresh and come back to you next episode with a little bit more explanation of what happened. And then Brightling University survived the tumult of the Realization by establishing its own Vatform defense force, as any university must, surely. While broadly supportive of the MGMC, Brightling prides itself on ideological diversity, occasionally propagating the work of subversive artists and thinkers. Here we have Safeguard. I don't trust these dudes already. A little too military for my taste. After the conclusion of the Realization, a Republic military task force was deployed to help stabilize the city. When their mission was completed, some elements remained behind during Reconstruction and were involved in the formation of the Council. Following a failed power grab, I knew it. That's exactly what I was worried about. Leader Et Par withdrew from the Council and formed Safeguard, a paramilitary organization dedicated to security and, quote-unquote, defending the city from, quote-unquote, pernicious interests. I know how these guys are. Blue Sunlight are the city's religious authority. Their original founder, Denizen Creed, wow, that's a real cyberpunk name, was killed during rioting shortly after the realization. Their doctrine is one of unity and consensus. Followers are urged to sublimate personal ambition in the service of building a community of the elect. Current leader Denizen Valor has prophesied that the city is attempting to compose itself into a bride for the forthcoming Universal Union. Okay, I don't trust them either. The Diamond Brothers. Yeah, don't like these guys. Boy, I'm not going to make a lot of friends here in the city, I can tell. Diamond Brothers are the primary financial force in the city, operating many of its banks. As such, they wield a substantial amount of power and influence. After the realization, they were responsible for funding the Rebuild Coalition and assisting the council with re-establishing a functional economy. The Diamond Brothers themselves are fictional characters who were originally created to lend a familiar and personable air to financial transactions. Oh geez, wow, that's a lot of... Okay, you know what? We're gonna look at all these because we need to know. But man, that's a lot of factions. Guest are a hacker collective dedicated to subverting the city's economic and governmental systems. These guys I like a little bit better than the last few. They combine a belief in universal access to data with a desire to bring about a more equitable society. Their opposition to the consolidation of power leads them to attack hegemonic structures wherever they find them. Despite a decentralized organizational structure, their leader Brianna Bartleby directs many of their operations, as well as providing a mouthpiece. She may also be fictional. The Transit Authority. They run the MagRail. Okay, well, that's pretty straightforward. We know all about Mr. Metam here. ShapeSec is the city's primary provider of shape-based services, maintaining the network of physical shape nodes, as well as facilitating content via the comnets and other vectors. It relies on the MGMC to provide security, having no desire to militarize and involve itself in factional conflict. Okay, people we will probably never have to shoot. We get some private police forces. Always a good sign. A group of people just calling themselves the Justice Authority. The Prisons Authority are a private group who control the entirety of Markov Geist's incarceration facilities. Of course, for-profit prisons. Why wouldn't there be? It is cyberpunk, after all. Fabulous are a large corporation responsible for much of the city's manufacturing output. SXT Media, I'm assuming, like, news or something? There's actually, like, no information on these guys. And the Parcel Tossers. It's UPS, I'm guessing. Alright. I have no idea how many of these factions occur from game to game, or, like, how procedural any of this stuff was. If you always get the same pictures for the same factions. I bet you do. Because this is very Diamond Brothers. Like, he even has kind of like a diamond on his necktie thing here. Or maybe that's a cravat. I don't know. Okay. Good to meet you all. Close the factions menu now. So we need money, right? If we, like... First task is expanding coverage. If stuff were to happen over here, it would take us like 3 hours to get there. So, why don't we look for... What we need a residential or corporate office building somewhere on this side of town. Not all the way in the corner. Every one of these things is an actual building with an actual purpose. Luxury housing, lawns. This is so cool. An ammunition factory. That sounds valuable. Can we take this corporate office? It costs $54,000. Well, it might be the case that we could take that by force somehow, but we just got here, and probably we should play nice for the moment. So we're going to need money. And then once we have a new building, right, they put a defense squad in this building. We'll probably want to have somebody who stays, a squad that stays in that building. So we're going to need money for more mercenaries as well. Which is, like, non-trivial. Okay, we need work. Let's find ourselves a contract. Which of these, where's the contracts button? Here we go. Would you like to have more contract opportunities? Call up a faction and talk to them about possible work here. What is the dollar amount? Place a military... Oh, okay, this is a contract. This is not just like a talk to these people. So we could patrol a building for Forgiven Geometry for 6 hours. I guess they expect trouble. They'll pay us $48,000 for that? Or we could do a delivery job, or eradicate some guys for much, much less money. Well, we should do this, right? It seems crazy not to do this. Let's take the contract. I can post a squad in a building for 6 hours. So let's send our strike team. Because, yeah, we don't want to leave the base undefended, right? Okay. Seems easy enough. You guys can just drive over there. Do they actually have a little car, or is it... Okay. We don't actually get to see a car. Oh, you know what? We were also told to do another thing. Hold on. Let's click on this. Interact. Set up deployment. New mercenaries have expressed an interest in signing with our faction. Okay, that's cool. We'll have a look at that after we do this. It's taken a minute to load into that. I gotta say, it's a little overwhelming. Like, we are being presented with an awful lot of freedom here. Okay, we are now setting up deployment for this location. We may drag units around and set patrol routes for them by making waypoints in the usual way. When enemies arrive at this location, your units will follow these patrol routes until the enemy is spotted, at which time they will return to your direct control. If this is a location where items may be stored, use the Set Item Storage button to set a location for this. Units are initially in randomized positions. Okay, so... our base defense squad is 3 pistol guys. Not totally ideal. And, oh man, there are so many ways to get over here. Is this my building too? Do I have to worry? Oh man, okay. We have a large, very poorly defensible area with a lot of entrances here. So that's a way in off of that road. We should probably have one of our dudes posted over here, right? The thing is, with pistol guys, we need them to be pretty close to... I'm a little worried about posting him in a place where he's visible from the street, though. Like, we don't want there to be an assault guy out here. It's like, what if I just set this guy right here behind this cover, aiming this way? The focus diamond right on the entrance. And then people could come in off of this road. They could come in through any of the entrances on this road. Yeah, this is terrible. We need a lot more bodies. Alright, well, let's try to keep the potential sightlines of enemies short. We can only watch so many entrances, right? We could set patrols instead, I guess? As it stands right now, I guess, actually, this guy should be over here, looking this way. Because this way, at least he'll see it. If people come in over here, he won't probably be able to shoot them very well, but he'll see it. And then, if we had some items, say some valuable relics or something that were still being worked on, I guess we'd put them in here. There's no way for an enemy to get to this location without us knowing about it. This seems bad, though. Well, let's hope nobody ever bothers to attack us here at Bureau 8. Yeah, okay, that was sobering. The reality of defending ourselves is going to be a little bit tricky. We'll worry about mercenaries later when we actually have some money. Because we can... Oh, I just ignored a call by turning on fast mode. That's fine. It probably wasn't important. It was blue. Who cares about blue calls? So, I mean, we're in here. I guess we should set up deployment here as well, right? If they're suspecting the place is going to get attacked. This is not much of a building, is it? The good news is, it's a lot more defensible. At least in theory. What is this? Maybe this is like some kind of construction that's going on out in the road? Oh yeah, you can see there's like, there's barrels actually redirecting traffic and stuff. My understanding is that all of this stuff is procedurally generated. Like the whole city and all the roads and everything are actually different each time, which is just a very, very cool idea. So I don't know what this is. This is a decorative sculpture of a tree or something. So it has some full cover areas and some half cover areas here where like the roots are. This seems like an okay place to put a guy. Actually, maybe like if we put him... Oh, it's hard. We can't stand too close to the thing. I was thinking if we could nestle him in right there, he could watch both doorways while still being in partial cover. Man, there's really not a lot of cover to use here, though. Alright, let's have a grenade launcher guy be over here and kneeling. This guy looking this way. This actually, yeah, is kind of difficult to defend. So if he's kneeling, he can still shoot in this direction. Oh, apparently his aim command works a little bit differently. Explosive units are like that. Let's cancel that because it's weird. No, sorry, don't use the cancel aim command. Let's delete the aim instruction. This is probably... I'm going to put this guy outside, actually. Let's delete that old aim instruction and give him a new aim instruction. He's actually a little too far forward and he can't see everything. How about this? There we go. He's got vision now. This will be fine. I guess if something approaches this way, it could get in behind us. This guy's actually facing this direction, though. At least we'll see it. This is probably fine. You know what? They're probably not going to get attacked anyway. It's probably paranoia on their part. Is what I'm choosing to believe. Let's play. Let's even fast forward a little bit here. So they said 6 hours. I didn't actually note when that happened. We have a call from At Par from Safeguard. Good to speak with you, Director Johnson. I'm Commander At Par of... I know I have a secretary. I know who you are. As I'm sure you know, we rescued this city from chaos. The law had collapsed, the infrastructure was gone. We were proud to assist in building a new order. It's always about new orders with these guys. I took it upon myself to stay and form a government, but the bureaucrats in the MGMC blocked everything I tried. I didn't back down. I kept pushing forwards. We had to break away on our own. Sonata is a high-priority threat to the order we built. It's dangerous and unpredictable. I hope you will support me in defending our citizens by eliminating it entirely. Well, it seems like we at least share some goals. Although maybe that's something I should be worried about. Hey, faction info... Also, this guy is dismissive of me. So they have... Okay, they have considerable military force. I suppose that makes sense. They are at truce with a lot of the people. They have a treaty with the guys who have all the money, which is a little concerning. It might be in our best interest to see about dividing the powerful factions a little bit. Having them not be grouped up together like that. I don't know. Something we can worry about later. Guest is conducting an operation to discredit a public figure in Denovis. Oh boy, I just don't have any tools to deal with this collection of verbs and nouns. Good luck, Guest. Man, are we gonna have to, like, be aware of the reputations of public figures and stuff? Oh, hey, that's bad. Sonata has made an incursion. Let's do the thing. Oh, except that our strike team is committed to something already. How far is that from home base? It's not that far. I mean, we don't currently really have any enemies. We could send out the base defense squad. That may be what we do. We've detected a Sonata presence at this library. Our suspicion is that it's going after another relic. The population are extremely wary. Just the suggestion of any rogue activity from a complex shape form is enough to create concern. Complex shape form... So, like, the shape is the information network that represents the physical structures of the city. So I guess by shape form they mean AI, or maybe just an organization of... Whatever. Balak was an AI. Some AIs are fine. Balak was basically an okay guy. He's kind of a jerk. Yeah, you know what? Let's step in with our base defense force. This is maybe unwise. I guess we'll learn. Listen, if we do something deeply foolish and we lose the game, we can just start a new game. This is a good opportunity to learn something. Madeline Fourier from Denovis. Wait, which one's Denovis? I've been told that Breitling University are moving dangerous research materials here in Denovis. This shouldn't be allowed to continue, and I expect you to deal with it immediately. Oh, is Denovis one of the... Denovis is a district, right? It's not actually one of the factions. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't actually have any hands for this problem right now, so I'm going to decline. They're a university. They probably know what they're doing. Just, don't bother them and don't start a shooting war in the streets. We'll deal with it eventually. Not happy about this, Director. I understand. Denovis has... Ooh, that's a lot of funding. Okay. I mean, what were we going to do, right? We have important stuff going on. We need to hire more mercenaries. We need buildings, we need mercenaries, we need money. Working on it. Let's attack this incursion. I noticed that our available funds is negative. That seems bad. Again, is that a revenue stream, or is that representing cash on hand? I don't know what's up. The Sonata units are already inside the building, and there's more on the way. We'll do our best. Alex, we may not be able to save these civilians, but we should aim to take out every last Sonata unit. Well, we should try to save the civilians too, probably. Remember, if you test your plan, you'll be able to see my predicted movements for Sonata units which are not aware of your presence. Sure, that is groovy. You can deploy your units around the edge of the lot in this mission. It means you can put them on the roads and the pavements outside that perimeter wall. Try to see if you can get the jump on them. Okay, so until they become aware of us, Balakwa can predict their movements. So what are we looking at here? I'm a little concerned about the fact that we brought 3 pistols to this fight, given the weaponry that we're seeing here. And this is the only entrance. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, one of our dudes is an assault guy. Well, I'll be honest with you, this is a little worrying. This guy's facing the wrong way, though, and he keeps walking in that direction, right? Okay, so we can handle this. Let's have that dude run around the corner. This guy's going to sprint for the building. It would be really cool if we could get one of the pistol guys into closer range, out of sight of the assault guy. And then I'm a little concerned about that assault guy. Maybe our plan should be to move to cover. It's like, as things are looking now, how does this look? Okay, that guy is currently very devoted to murdering civilians in that building. Also, just kind of generally out here. Man, what is Sonata doing? Why would they just want to kill random civilians? There's definitely some things that we need to figure out about what's going on here. After we've dealt with this. Okay. So as it stands, we have the drop on this guy because he's aiming the wrong way. And I actually can't select him to define orders for him, so hopefully that's going to be the way it stays. Do we still get him if we continue moving the whole time? Yeah. Alright. So, eventually, assault guy comes around this way, pistol guy comes around this way, and other pistol guy also comes around this side of the building, I guess? Right, the assault dude's probably fine on his own. He's pretty powerful. So is that 5 seconds worth of movement for everybody, at least? This guy's orders could take him a little further, but yeah, I'm comfortable with this. Let's commit it. That loading screen tip looked like it might have been helpful, but it happened too quickly for me to see exactly what it said. That's alright, I'll pause it and read it on the video later. Okay, this guy kept walking. Before her time, a planning agent to overcoming an obstacle. Well, Sonata's definitely an AI, or at least pretending to be an AI, because that's the image type that they use for AIs. In search of a goal, she heard the call. The grief of the city ripped to oblivion. Is this a Linkin Park song? Any analysis, Balakwa? Sounds like black metal lyrics. I can't get an origin fix on it if that's what you're asking. Okay, yeah, black metal, probably a little bit more. You know, it became the it became the fashionable thing to bash Linkin Park, and I just kind of like jumped in on that. But honestly, I kind of unironically like Linkin Park. It's not bad music. I'm gonna get some crap in the comments for either stance on that. So, all right. So now I have no idea what this guy's gonna do. We've definitely made ourselves known. What if he turns around and decides to make something of that? We still get him, apparently. Really, that's a little surprising to me. What if his aim is a little bit tighter on this corner? I was trying to figure out, like, what's the worst case scenario for us? Oh, you know what it is? It's because we see him in the open, but he sees us in cover first. And so he's having a hard time getting a shot. Alright, and if we try to just run straight across here, are we going to get tagged by SMG dude? I assume that SMG is high fire rate, but still not good range. That's just kind of generally how these things work in video games, right? Alright, it looks like he doesn't even actually see us. I didn't see the target designator. So we need to get to this doorway. My plan for right now is these guys get on opposite sides of this doorway, and then we figure it out from there. Okay, he can afford to move considerably further forward. And let's start aiming inside and walk across here. The shotgun guy is aiming out the window as we cross. Are we in danger? It looks like no. And again, I think this is like our worst case scenario. Okay, he doesn't have the range to worry about that. Okay, I think I'm comfortable committing these actions. All of the worst case scenarios, if the enemies know where we are and are waiting for us, are pretty okay. All right, shotgun guy definitely saw us there. Okay. So they are preparing to come through this doorway. That is probably a good thing for us. I say let's get slightly better angles so we can see into the door a little bit better. Let's just wait here. I think the assault guy's coming through the backside, and I want to actually, this wouldn't be bad either. He might try to get behind, like, what if he tries to get behind cover and shoot me? Am I okay where I'm at? I will make it across. What if I stopped? It looks like he doesn't quite have a shot from this angle. He moves further in. We can't quite see each other. Okay, we get him first because we're in position and we're aiming. So I'm not too worried about that. If this guy tries to run up and do something like that, and like at this point he starts aiming this way so that he's... Stillness counts for a lot. It's very, very good to be in position first. Okay, and what if instead this guy runs out here? Oh, we actually clip him from the window. Let's say this guy runs out after me. Am I in danger here? I probably am, right? Wait, are we not expecting them to shoot at us? Like, he extremely has that... Huh. I'm a little worried about that. That makes me wonder if I'm not doing something correctly with the prediction stuff here. Because he should definitely be taking that shot, right? What if, at this point, he starts aiming, like, directly at me? Okay, he was at least acquiring target, but he's actually within our aiming arc here. I think I'm comfortable with this commit. Our assault guy has a really good position at this window. Okay, it kind of looked like our assault guy shot one of our pistol dudes there, but no damage was taken, so good enough. Yeah, assault dudes are crazy powerful, is what we've learned today. What do we do with, like... It's not really helpful to us to have two guys run in and do the same thing, is it? Once you're here, start aiming like that. So like, we'll have one guy actually go through the doorway to cover, and the other guy can just stand still and wait. And like, yeah, when you're right here, start aiming at that dude. What does that look like? How close does a pistol guy have to get for his shot to be good? Pretty close. If this guy immediately turns and aims because he knows we're here, we still get him. Like you could see the target indicator there. It's weird. Weird stuff. It seems like they're not trying to kill us, right? It's certainly not the case that they hate killing. They killed enough civilians.
System current.
This is very strange.
Hostile neutralized.
Okay, well, that was easy enough. This level of aggression from Sonata is unprecedented. Yeah, they did just show up and kill like 20 civilians for no reason, as far as we can tell. We'll submit data for tactical analysis, and I'll reconvene with you shortly. Okay. I mean, good work, us. So, relic gained, standard 10k bond gained. Killed a bunch of dudes. Oh wow, we made some cash on that. Wait, why do we have so much money? There's absolutely no explanation for this death toll. Sonata could easily have acquired the relic without causing this level of damage. It seems totally irrational. I'm getting frantic calls from all over the city. The districts are in an uproar. Yeah, I would imagine so. That was just a straight-up terrorist attack. They weren't even after anything. We desperately need some assistance. Balakwa, patch in Chancellor Lane Malhotra from Brightling. Despite our recent altercations, I'm willing to compromise and provide some support to this project. We respectfully ask that you curb some of Alex's more cavalier behavior when it comes to city management, however. That's me, right, Alex? I'm pretty sure you can edit that. We're gonna change that. I apologize, Chancellor. I'll be sure to discuss it with them. Hey, Cavalier what? I'm out here saving lives. No, actually, we didn't save anybody there. I am out here killing people, though, which is maybe a good thing. Kind of thumbs up. The university would be better equipped to help had the council not slashed our funding over the last 2 years. Yep, that sounds like a university. Yes, I understand that this is less than ideal, but we could be facing a serious threat to the entire city. I thought the entire city was supposed to be your domain. We were compelled to militarize during the rise and realization to protect ourselves, and things don't seem to have changed. Look, this is boring. You do research, right? You want to research the most annoying shapeform we've seen since my 1.0 version? All you have to do is help us stop it. You can keep any other data you gather. Balakwa? He is not authorized to make those kinds of deals. Well, if those are serious terms, then we could be interested. It doesn't appear that we're able to gain any further insight from the relics at this point. We know that they can accelerate computational systems, and that their monetary value is demonstrable, but beyond that, their connection to Sonata is largely opaque. A lot of things about this are largely opaque. If you're able to capture a Sonata unit, we may be able to extract some information from it by analyzing its shape connection. I don't really have a lot of... I guess we could build a net? We could make a big net. Not really clear on how we would do that. Also, Eldon Kellerman from Hope Ridge is on the line. What's up? We need you to keep up this level of response, Director. The residents are very concerned. Yeah, okay. I did a good job, and he was just like, hey, make sure you keep doing a good job in the future. You don't want to, like, thank me, or... I guess, probably, we have so much money now because they thanked us. That's what thanking looks like. The base defense squad needs orders. Please just go back home and play defense. And let's run this until we get our contract finished. We'll end the episode there. We can see the other factions moving around on the map. Yes, I would like to activate this relic. And sure, I would like to store a standard 10k bond here. I'm not 100% clear on this. Because that's not actually our money. We gained way more than 10k from that, so I'm not clear on what the bond represents. We'll figure it out. Engineers are activating the relic. Things are going alright. We are doing okay. And we have a call coming through. From Balakwa, apparently. The shape got pretty bashed up 7 years ago when the realization happened. It's funny. Yeah, you lot ended up relying on it more than the physical infrastructure. Of course, that got blown up in the fighting as well, so everything was pretty much just a huge mess. The old Shapeform Council decided to tool up some VAT forms and form Forgiven Geometry. They wanted a hefty presence in the real to make you all sit up and take notice of the damage. We worked to make sure every last trace of Sharon was eliminated, but they're still worried about a total shape collapse after all the incremental shape erosion you've caused through the years. Personally, I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't massively care. You're here, we're here, and there's not much I can do about it. Balakwa, I would like to know that there's not anything you would do about it if you could. This is not comforting. I am unsettled. I really wish I had taken note of what time we started that job. Oh good, Denizen Valor. What? Yes, you are Denizen Valor. Our founder, Denizen Creed, passed away shortly after what others term the realization. As I'm sure you're aware, our church has grown rapidly since that time. We are proud to play a role in the lives of many people here. I know that you believe you've been summoned to defend the population, and that is a worthy objective, but I urge you to avoid a short-sighted outlook. You are a protector. Doesn't Sonata also deserve protection? Yes, her manifestation can be terrifying at times, but her law is transcendent. I implore you, do not impede her path. Hey, I have like a whole lot of questions for you. Nope, we're not doing it. May you join the elect, Director Johnson. Yeah, thanks. You're frustrated. They are pretty well armed for a church. I have a lot of questions about Denizen Valor and the things she seems to know about Sonata, but I suspect she will not be receptive to an interview. Breitling University has completed its transfer of research materials. Safeguard is closing a street into Novus. That's where the research materials were being moved. I wonder if these are related. I've been told that Safeguard are attempting to close streets here into Novus. This shouldn't be allowed to continue, and I expect you to deal with it immediately. Yeah, okay, we can do that. I probably shouldn't upset her anymore. I agree. Send a squad to the target. Don't take too long, Director. The target. Which one's the Novus? Given her color, it's this Silver Arbor, Cortica. The Novus is over here. Okay, so all the way across the city from our base. Turn back normal view. Here? Alright, let's send the base defense squad. They seem to be good at stuff. Yeah, look at this. Safeguard forces. Guest has managed to discredit that public figure. I'm fine with it. Okay, our task is complete, and we have received really a huge amount of money. Just an incredible amount of cash. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to send squad here. The strike team. Then we're going to grab our base defense squad. I just click on them and interact and return to base. Just go back home. We have the other team on the thing. And they're actually probably about as close, right? A little further away. Whatever, we're working on it. We now have a lot of money and a lot more options, and I think that makes this an okay spot to stop for today. So, the plan for this series is that there will be an episode every weekday. However, I'll probably do a couple of extra episodes over the next couple of days, just because when a new game comes out, I like to, dig in quickly. So that is the plan. If you would like to see more, come back later today probably. And thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see us make some real estate deals and then shoot a bunch of guys. And we'll see you then.